Why do you have to die at a time like this?
I couldn't miss the mutter. Are you talking about Mom? Who else would it be? Even though Mom's funeral is tomorrow. After all she's done for us, don't you think that's out of line? Huh? I don't remember her doing anything for me. Are you serious? This must be what they mean by biting the hand that feeds you. My anger towards my husband just keeps growing. And then, he drops a bombshell. Also, I'm gonna go on a trip starting tomorrow. A trip? At a time like this? Just handle it by yourself. There's no way that's okay. I don't need your permission. Watching my husband's actions up to now, it's clear he must be having an affair. This trip must be an affair, too. Thinking this, I see him fiddling with his wallet. Here, take this. He throws some coins at me. I pick them up from where they've scattered. 49 cents? It's for the funeral. He was laughing uproariously by himself. Hearing this, I felt a hatred I'd never felt before. I wanted to punch him right in the face with my clenched fist. But I hold it in. Fine. Mom would be pleased, I'm sure. Yeah, she would. I wasn't ready to let it end like this. I'll make your thing worth 49 cents too. 3 months pass with hatred for my husband still in my heart. And then, he would truly experience the sufferings himself. I'm Julie, and I turned 30 this year. I got married 3 years ago and have been living with my husband since. We don't have any children yet. My husband, Mike, and I met through my mother's introduction. That's because my mother was a manager at the company where Mike works. Sorry for my mother coming out of nowhere like that. No, I'm always grateful for her help. Really? She always does things like this all of a sudden. I kinda get that. Right? Though we were somewhat forcibly brought together, we hit it off talking about our mutual connection to my mother. We deepened our relationship by going out to eat and such. This was my mother's way of looking out for me, as I hadn't had much experience with love. Honestly, meeting my husband was a wonderful thing for me, who hadn't interacted much with men before. Unlike my husband, who had a promising future, I was just an average office worker. That was my only concern. But then... Really? You're okay with someone like me? Of course. This is my decision. But I'm not that impressive, and I might not satisfy you. At that time, I was filled with feelings of inferiority towards my husband. Yet, he said he was fine with me as I was. I was truly happy. This is how we became lovers and started our relationship. The days that followed were like a blossoming flower, full of joy. When I went home after a long time, I told my mother about it. I still remember how she was as happy for me as if it were her own joy. I'm really glad I introduced you too. So, when are you gonna get married? We haven't decided that yet. I'm fine whenever. Saying that, my mother sat in front of a portrait. There was a picture of my father, who had passed away 4 years ago. I felt like he was smiling at me when I glanced at his photo. One Sunday, about 6 months after we started dating. How about we get married? Yes, I'm happy. I'm happy too. I was overjoyed to be proposed to. I immediately told my mother. Even over the phone, I could tell she was blessing us. A week after the proposal, we got married and became husband and wife. What? It was just 3 days after we got married. I received a call from my mother, who had been feeling unwell for some time. I'm sorry to bother you at a time like this. What are you saying? Take care of yourself first. I'll come over right away. Thank you. My mother was diagnosed with liver cancer. I tried my best to keep myself together. Because I didn't want to worry her. Since my husband was also at home, I immediately told him about it. Mom's got cancer. What? Cancer? Yeah. So, I'm gonna go and see how she's doing. Got it. I thought he would be more shaken, but surprisingly, he seemed calm. At that time, I wondered if I couldn't accept the sudden news yet. I headed straight to my parents' house.
Thanks for coming all this way. Yeah. So, what are you gonna do now? I'll be admitted to the hospital in a week. What about your job? Given my condition, working would just be a burden, so I plan to resign. I see.
My mother had a somewhat sad expression. Then, I was hit with a shock so intense, I thought my heart might stop.
And, this next part is important, so listen carefully. Okay.
The truth is, I have only about 6 months left.
6 months?
My life expectancy. Everything in front of me went blank. The sounds around me gradually faded away.
Hey, are you okay?
Huh?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine.
Realizing again how little time my mother had left made me wonder what I should do next. That's when I made a suggestion.
I'll stay here until you're admitted. What are you talking about? You two are newlyweds, go back home already.
But
it's fine.
I felt like my mother was pushing me to leave, so I left my parents' house. I barely remember how I got back home. Before I knew it, I was standing in front of the entrance. I opened the door with trepidation. I'm home. I said that in a faint voice. Then, noticing something was wrong, my husband rushed over.
What happened?
Just a lot going on.
Did something happen to your mom?
I silently nodded.
Come here for a sec.
He led me to the living room, almost carrying me. Sitting on the sofa, slumped over, my husband gently spoke to me.
Can you tell me what happened?
Yeah. I told him about my mother's prognosis of having only about 6 months left. His expression turned serious, and he seemed lost in thought.
What are you gonna do about work?
She says she can't work in this condition and plans to quit. I see. At that moment, my husband's face seemed to lighten up, almost smirking. I thought it was my imagination, but from that day on, his behavior started to change. I used my days off to visit my mother. I thought my husband would come with me, but he said he had things to do and couldn't make it. I could have tolerated it once or twice.
Are you going to see Mom today?
Sorry, I can't today either.
Even for a little bit would be okay. With your mom quitting, the office is in chaos. I understand that, but
I thought my mother would be happy to see his face, so I really wanted him to come. I'm really sorry.
Then, next time, please.
If it fits the schedule. However, no matter how many times I asked, he never went. Not only that, but he started going out more often, lying about work. I realized the lies because he started to come home smelling different than usual. Surely, using such excuses not to even visit my mother was unthinkable. I confronted him when he came home.
Where were you today? Today, I was out shopping. And then some.
He seemed unusually happy talking about it. Probably because he's not used to sharing such things, maybe he let his guard down.
So, you're saying you ignored my mom to have fun? Oh.
It's too late to realize your slip now. And? Who are you with? Then, he tried to deflect, or maybe he was just throwing his anger at me in confusion.
It was work-related.
Stop prying. So? How's your mom?
Just answer me.
I did answer you. Our argument continued. He wouldn't seriously answer any of my questions. Why has it come to this? From this day forward, his actions and words became increasingly unreserved. He seemed to really hate my prying and started going out without saying anything.
Aren't you supposed to go to the hospital today? There's a lot of tests and stuff, so I'm not going today.
He seemed irritated that I wasn't going out.
But you might get to see her. To see her, when you're not even sure.
Just go.
Why don't you go then? Or is it that you really want me to go out that badly?
What?
Why would I?
He would just retreat into his study. I quietly approached the door and heard him talking to someone. I couldn't make out the conversation clearly, but it felt like he was apologizing. He probably planned to go out after waiting for me to leave. In the end, he didn't come out of the room until dinner time. Not only that, but he also stopped doing the household chores we had agreed upon when we got married. Today was supposed to be your turn to clean and do the laundry.
What's that? What do you mean, what's that? We decided to share the chores when we got married.
Oh, was there something like that? Well, it doesn't really matter anyway.
What?
And, I'm going to be busier from now on. I got promoted.
Promoted? I haven't heard anything about that.
Well, of course, you haven't. I haven't told you. What's so funny about all this? I don't understand at all. Get ready to be surprised. I've been made a manager.
Manager? But my mom.
Yes. Your mom recommended it to me, and it was approved. I hadn't thought my mom would do something like that. Maybe it was her own way of being kind.
Well, that's great.
So, there's no way I can be expected to do menial tasks like that anymore. I'll leave them to you. He never helped out and stayed in his study. This was the same even on weekends, only appearing when meals were ready. What's this food?
Excuse me?
It looks awful. You expect me to eat this?
There's nothing weird in it, and I cooked it properly.
Do better. This would be better off fed to a dog.
There's no need to say that.
Forget it. I'll eat out. My husband left without taking a single bite of the meal I prepared. I just stood there, completely dumbfounded. Every time I make a meal, I'm criticized, and I'm berated for my household chores being half done. This is just like being a maid. This isn't what a marriage is supposed to be. When he came back, he said something unimaginable. Why did I even marry someone like you?
That's too much.
Too much? What can you even do? You're only good for this much. I immediately retorted.
I'm working and managing everything at home, you know.
He laughed out loud and said, That's like a hobby, isn't it? Don't compare yourself to me. No husband has the right to say that much. I couldn't stand it anymore.
I don't deserve to be treated like this. And your current position is practically handed down to you. What did you just say? I said it was handed down to you. Don't joke with me.
He clenched his fist and advanced towards me. Seeing this, I tensed up. However, he seemed to lose his nerve at the last moment and instead kicked a trash can nearby. I regretted marrying such a man. I had envisioned a happier marriage, but now there's not a trace of happiness. I did consider divorce, but I quickly suppressed those thoughts. Thinking about how my mother introduced us and how happy she was about our marriage, I couldn't bring myself to do it. The next day, I went to see my mother.
How are you feeling? Much better, actually.
She said that, but I could tell she looked more worn out than the last time I visited.
Are you really okay? Can't you believe it? It's not that I don't believe you. What about you two? Us? Because you never talk about yourselves.
We're fine. I lied on the spot, not wanting to worry my mom. Looking back, maybe she knew I was lying. But she chose not to press on it, a testament to her kindness. I waved back at her smiling face and left the hospital room. Honestly, I didn't want to go home. I'm home. I entered the house with a heavy heart. But there was no sign of anyone. I knocked on the study and opened the door. But my husband wasn't there. Again. He had gone out without a word. Overcome with tiredness and sudden drowsiness, I sat on the sofa and slowly closed my eyes. I don't know how much time passed, but I was awakened by a voice calling me. Finally awake. How can you even sleep there? When did you get back? Just now. Get up and get ready. What? I have a business trip for 3 days starting tomorrow. So prepare my change of clothes and stuff.
I haven't heard about any business trip.
I told you before, didn't I? Listen more carefully. Of course, he had never mentioned it.
It's impossible to prepare all of a sudden like that.
If you cut down on sleep,
you can make it happen. Just do it, okay? Wait a minute.
My husband ignored me and went to take a shower. Even after coming out from the bath, he didn't talk to me and went to bed early. I thought about not preparing anything. But I didn't know what he would say if I didn't. So, I did as he asked and prepared for his business trip. I packed the suitcase with changes of clothes. It was already past midnight, and by the time everything was ready, it was after 1 a.m. I sat down on the sofa again and found myself staring at the ceiling. I wondered how long this would continue. The next morning.
Hey! Everything's ready, right?
It's all set.
Good. What about breakfast?
It's not ready yet. Well, you can't make much of anything good anyway, so it's fine. In the end, he just left. I got myself ready and went to work. Around noon, I got a call from the hospital where my mother was admitted.
Your mother's condition has suddenly worsened. Can you come here? Is she okay? It's hard to say right now. I'll be there right away.
I left work early and headed straight to the hospital. When I arrived, my mother was in surgery. Thinking of the worst, I tried to call my husband. He didn't answer the first time. I kept trying, spacing out the calls. It was the sixth attempt when he finally picked up.
What the hell? Don't call me at a time like this.
I'm at the hospital right now. My mom is in surgery. Okay.
Is that all you have to say?
What can I do about it?
You could at least worry.
If worrying would save her, I'd worry all you want.
But that's not how it works.
I found myself reluctantly agreeing with my husband's words. But all I wanted was for him to at least show some concern. After all, she's still his mother-in-law. Anyway, I'm tired today. Can we not do this now?
Wait, we're not done talking. There's nothing more to say on my end. Even if you can't make it today, can't you come tomorrow? Are you serious? That's impossible, obviously. I'm hanging up now.
He hung up without waiting for my response. I sighed. I put my phone away in my bag and waited for my mom's surgery to finish. 6 hours later, the surgery was over. The doctor explained that the surgery was successful for now, involving the removal of part of her liver. But this wasn't the end.
I'm really glad. Did you hear the explanation?
Yes.
But this isn't the end, you know. I understand that.
My mom has never shown weakness in front of me, even after her cancer diagnosis. I desperately wondered what I could do for her.
Is there anything you want me to do? Even if you say that, just being able to see your face is enough for me. I'll try to come as often as I can. Then, I want you two to come together next time. We'll definitely come together.
I told my mom that, but it was going to be a difficult issue. I had no idea how to convince my husband to come to the hospital. For now, I had to think of a way to get him to come with me after he returned from his business trip. 2 days later, my husband came back. I'm home. Welcome back. How was the trip? Yeah, it went smoothly. I focused on not irritating my husband in any way, thinking that if he was in a good mood, he might agree to come.
By the way, how's your mother?
The surgery was successful. That's good to hear. After that, my husband complained much less than before. I didn't know why, but I thought this might be my chance. I decided to ask him if he would come with me to visit my mother.
How about going to the hospital this Saturday?
Saturday? I don't have anything planned, so maybe I will.
Really? Are you sure?
Is that surprising?
Well, you haven't wanted to come before.
I'm not a monster. I do worry, you know. I couldn't tell what he truly thought, but I was happy he showed willingness to come.
We'll plan to go around noon, then.
Okay. I realized I still didn't fully understand my husband. This visit would turn my feelings towards him into clear disdain. And those feelings would later turn towards revenge.
Are you ready to go?
Yeah, all set.
Let's go then.
Should we buy some flowers before going to the hospital? That sounds nice. I was surprised by the unexpected suggestion. I wondered if he was capable of such thoughtfulness. We bought flowers on the way to the hospital and headed to see my mom.
Mom? Julie, you're here. It's not just me today.
My husband stepped forward with the flowers.
I'm sorry I haven't been able to come until now. That's all right. How's work going?
Good, thanks to you.
That's great to hear.
My mom seemed happy to have a conversation with my husband after so long. For a moment, the three of us were together as a family. My husband showed a smile like the one he had when we first got married. I hoped he would return to the man he was back then. After enjoying about 30 minutes of conversation with my mom, we decided to leave.
We'll come again. I'll be waiting.
We closed the door to the hospital room and stepped into the hallway. But the man who had just been conversing so warmly with my mom was gone. My husband had left without me. I took the train and went back home. Once again, his attitude towards me became harsher. This happened 2 weeks later. I received another call from the hospital where my mom was admitted.
Please come quickly.
I could tell they were in a hurry.
What happened? Her condition has suddenly worsened. We're treating her now. Okay, I understand.
Fortunately, my husband was at home that day. I knocked on the study's door and entered.
I'm opening the door, okay?
What's up?
I just got another call from the hospital. Can you come with me?
Right now?
They seem to be in a hurry, we need to go.
Perhaps sensing my urgency, my husband agreed to come with me. We headed to the hospital together. All I could think about on the way was hoping she was still alive. Especially since it was the middle of the night, we were driving to the hospital in my husband's car. We rushed to my mom's hospital room as soon as we arrived. Opening the door, I just collapsed to my knees.
Are you okay?
My husband placed his hand on my shoulder, speaking gently. Yeah. A voice came out, but I couldn't form words. He helped me up, and we moved closer to the bed. My mother had already passed away. Looking at her face, she seemed just like she was sleeping. Why? The doctor who had been in charge came in. Later, he explained that her condition had deteriorated too rapidly, and she passed away before any treatment could take effect. I left the hospital without saying a word. My husband, perhaps sensing my distress, said nothing. The next day, preparations for the funeral began. The husband who was kind yesterday was just lounging around as if my mother's death had never happened, not helping at all.
If you have nothing to do, can't you help?
No, I'm busy too.
You're just lying there on your phone.
This is part of my work. Eventually, I handled the arrangements with the funeral home by myself. I couldn't stand the sight of me bustling around while my husband did nothing.
If you're not going to help, can you just go somewhere else?
Then, with a smile as if he had been waiting for this moment, he left. I regretted saying that, but had to return to the preparations. I can't believe he'd actually go out to have fun. When my husband returned around 9 p.m. that day, I tried to talk to him about the funeral happening tomorrow. About Mom's funeral tomorrow. Oh, I can't make it.
What?
I mean, I'm not going. It'll be fine without me, right?
It's not about that.
Why at a time like this? I didn't miss his muttered words.
Are you talking about Mom?
Who else would it be? Despite the funeral for my mother being tomorrow.
After all she's done for us, you say that?
Huh? I don't remember being taken care of.
Are you serious?
This must be what they mean by biting the hand that feeds you. My anger towards my husband just kept growing. And then, he drops a bombshell. And I'm going on a trip starting tomorrow.
A trip? At a time like this?
Just handle it by yourself.
There's no way that's okay.
I don't need your permission. Watching my husband's actions up to now, it's clear he must be having an affair. This trip must be an affair, too. Thinking this, I see him fiddling with his wallet. Here, take this. He throws some coins at me. I pick them up from where they've scattered.
49 cents?
It's for the funeral. He was laughing uproariously by himself. Hearing this, I felt a hatred I'd never felt before. I wanted to punch him right in the face with my clenched fist. But I hold it in. Fine. Mom would be pleased, I'm sure. Yeah, she would. I wasn't ready to let it end like this. Then, I'll make your thing worth 49 cents too. I believe the funeral went well, and I was able to send my mother off properly. And, while my husband was away, I headed to a detective agency. Being mocked like this about my mother, I couldn't just do nothing. I requested an investigation to gather evidence against my husband. 3 months pass with hatred for my husband still in my heart. With this much time, various pieces of evidence were gathered. What a fool. Checking the investigation results, there were clear photos of my husband walking with a younger woman and entering a hotel. Further reading the report, the affair partner appeared to be a junior at his company, and she was also married. I will never forgive him no matter what. The next day, I took the evidence to a law firm. I expressed my desire for a divorce and sought advice. At this point, I was determined to drag him through hell, for my mother's sake as well. Unaware of what was coming, my husband carried on as usual. That night, he mentioned something.
Next week, one of our clients' managers is having a wedding.
Oh? So, prepare the wedding gift. Gift? I had an idea. I could use this wedding gift to further push my husband into hell.
Just make sure it's ready, okay?
All right. I'll prepare for it.
Just say that from the start.
I had no grudge against the client, but I decided to use this as part of my revenge against my husband. On the morning of the wedding, I handed the gift money to my husband.
It looks like you've prepared it properly.
Of course.
I've put in a sufficient amount so you won't be embarrassed.
You're thoughtful, aren't you? Inside was only 49 cents. It was the same amount my husband had given me for my mom's funeral. I also included a message inside.
Then, I'm off.
Take care. After seeing my husband off, I couldn't help but laugh to myself. He left full of confidence, but I was excited thinking about the fate that awaited him. He had done whatever he wanted, not even attending the funeral. I enjoyed myself, splurging on things I liked. That night, my husband returned home, visibly agitated.
Don't mess with me.
What's wrong all of a sudden?
I just got a call from our company president.
And?
Don't play dumb. The wedding gift. 49 cents? Are you kidding me? And some nonsensical messages too.
That's good, isn't it?
How am I supposed to explain this? I could get fired. You need to apologize.
It seems my plan worked perfectly.
Isn't this all your own doing?
What?
Don't you remember the 49 cents? What are you talking about? You said it was for Mom's funeral. Oh!
Remember now?
That was just a joke.
Those words made something snap inside me.
Don't joke about this. It's not something to be brushed off as a joke. So, you're saying this was retaliation? I haven't been taken care of by you, after all.
I just gave back what my husband had done to me.
What if I get fired?
I wouldn't be troubled. I work too, so no problem.
I should never have married you.
What do you mean by that?
It means we're getting a divorce.
Him saying it saved me the trouble.
I can't live with someone useless like you. I'll just tell the boss and the manager's department that you did this on your own.
We'll see about that.
What?
I confronted my husband with the evidence of his affair right in front of him.
What's this?
This is the evidence of your affair. I wonder what the president would think if he knew about this.
Are you threatening me?
Don't get it wrong. This is just the fact.
And having an affair with a married person, no less.
Everything's out in the open, huh? Of course.
Your actions have been under surveillance for almost 3 months.
So, that's why you didn't say anything. My husband looked completely dejected. Did he really think it wouldn't come out? If so, he's incredibly naive.
After all the times you've insulted me, you had no right.
He became silent, perhaps realizing he couldn't escape this situation. Then, I pulled out something else.
Here. A divorce paper?
Sign here quickly.
You are the one who wanted a divorce. Wait a minute.
No waiting. Can you hurry up? He must have realized the gravity of his impending fate and regretted it. But that wouldn't change my decision.
Of course, I've already consulted a lawyer. No way! You didn't know that?
Are you stupid?
Damn! The lawyer will contact you, so look forward to that.
With those words, I decided to leave the house. My destination was my parents' house.
Hey! Where do you think you're going?
Do I need to tell you?
You should just sit there trembling.
See you. I left the house seeing the look of despair on my husband's face. Outside, the sky was clear, and I felt a bit lighter. Arriving at my parents' house, I sent the evidence of my husband's affair to his company. Just divorcing? They weren't enough for me. The day after sending the evidence, I got a call from my husband.
You sent it to my company. What are you thinking? I thought it's better to let them know. Now you might really get fired. Are you a demon?
I'll take that as a compliment. Eventually, our divorce was finalized. A while later, my ex-husband called again.
What's up this time?
I got.
What? I got fired.
Really?
After everything that was reported, any decent president would do that. I need to ask you for something.
A favor? He seemed hesitant. I had a rough idea of what he wanted to say.
I can't pay my bill. So, that's your own fault. Why don't you beg your parents?
You haven't told them yet, have you?
I can't do that.
Sooner or later, they'll find out.
It's just a matter of time.
Anyway, that's your problem to solve. Bye.
Wait, hey.
He must have thought he'd receive some mercy in the end. But there was no way I would do such a thing. A harsh future awaits my ex-husband. Meanwhile, I've returned to my parents' house and am living a carefree life. What I desire is a life undisturbed by anyone. I'm done with marriage. From now on, I'll live for myself.